Okay, so you know how every electronics have chips inside them? And what if I told you like there is this only one company in this world who can actually make these chips? And you must be wondering like what am I talking about? Like there is this TSMC, Samsung, Intel who actually manufactures this chip. Yes, you are right in some way, but those are like chip manufacturer. And like if you also think about like there is also MediaTek, Nvidia, those company like they also make chips, but actually they are chip designers. They are not chip manufacturers. Intel, Samsung, and TSMC, they are chip manufacturers. But the machine that is used to make chips, they call it like the technical term is UV machine, that stands for Extreme Ultraviolet Lithography. This machine is only made by a single company in this world, and they are ASML. It is a Dutch company, and this company only makes UV machine, and these machine are extra refined in their works. This EUV machine uses laser, mirror, and plasma to print pattern on silicon wafer that are even smaller than virus. And if you want some flagship processor, then you have to go to ASML for their EUV machine, because a flagship processor are only made by EUV machine. Like any processor that is smaller than 7 nanometer, like any chip that are less than 7 nanometer process, UV machine is very much required. And if you want to go even lower, like even smaller, like the 2 nanometer process, those are some of the extreme more ultra premium version of this UV machine. So since ASML is only the single company who actually make this UV machine, like they charge a hefty buck on this machine. Like these are very expensive. Like the normal UV machine costs around 150 to 200 million US dollar, and like the one which actually prints chips that are lower than 2 nanometer process, those cost around 300 to 400 US million dollars. So TSMC, Samsung, and Intel, their hands are tied. Like they cannot go to any other company who like they don't have any other choice rather than ASML, since they are the only one who actually make this UV machine. So like recently TSMC only got order of the next generation of iPhone chips, which will be less than 2 nanometer process. So for that also TSMC have to buy those those expensive EUV machine for this very process. So since ASML is the only company in this world who actually make this UV machine, so they kept their tech highly confidential. But Chinese being Chinese, like their hands are very much flexible. So like what they did is like they got their hands onto their secret. So like if you think of like in recent time, like in past, Chinese people were banned from accessing some of the foreign technologies, and among this is UV. So because of this, like Chinese smartphone makers were not given access to any kind of to this premium chips. So they were stuck onto those old processor, whereas the rest of the world were they moved on to the newer processor that is very much more power efficient, much more powerful. But Chinese people, since they were not allowed for those latest processor, they were like they were stuck into the older generation of chips. So according to recent rumor, the Chinese company CXMT had made a 10 nanometer DRAM chip. Like in last year only they made like 17 nanometer. From there, within a year they jumped from 17 nanometer to 10 nanometer, which is kind of fishy in everyone's eye. So, and according to a recent rumor, so they have been accused of hiring Samsung ex-employee and illegally replicating Samsung's process and reverse engineering it. And in this way they somehow managed to launch from a 10 nanometer DRAM chip from 17 nanometer. And Chinese also claims that they will catch up to the global standard level of chip making process by the year of 2036. So like if you ask me, that since the Chinese had copied the, somehow managed to get their hands onto the, the UV technology, this makes, like, I know this is kind of, illegal, but this makes like this creates competition in the market. And since Chinese products are like hella cheap, they will definitely export this. Like once they make this process like into fully fledged, so they will definitely export it to other countries. And when chip manufacturers like TSMC, Samsung, when they see that the UV machine are also available at a cheaper price than what ASML offers currently right now, so they will definitely go for those cheaper alternatives. And seeing that ASML will also definitely lower their price, and that will definitely like be beneficial for the end customer like us, because like if the overall price comes down, and then the the end product will also be like much cheaper, cause we know it very well that how nowadays the RAM sticks and the memory SSD, how that like the price of those things have like shot up the sky. And the building a gaming computer or a gaming gaming rig or anything have become extremely expensive. Like it will definitely like for 110% 110% sure that it will definitely surpass your expected budget. So if this, like if Chinese do bring this chip into the global market, do bring their, like do like somehow Chinese does actually make UV technology much more cheaper, then it will definitely good for the entire, like all of the customer, and it will definitely bring, like increase the competition. So what is your opinion on this? What do you think about the price, the current price right now of the the RAM sticks and the chips and the memory card and all those stuff like SSD and all those stuff? If you think they have increased the price, then do let me know in the comment box down below. And if you like, if you still think that the prices are still the same like as before, then also do let me know in the comment box down below. And if you found this video helpful, do give it a like and share it to your friend. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.